Hey everybody, welcome back to Sharp Dog Sports here on April 16th. It's Friday. The Rays are dead to me. I don't know if anybody caught that game, followed that game, tailed that game. Hell, tailed the 5-game parlay I had, in true Tyler fashion. I figured that's exactly how it would go. Just buttering up that bread, getting ready to eat it late at night, watching the Rays. And I'm going to be honest, that's the worst baseball game I've seen in a long time. I've never seen so many back shoulders dipping, and that's kind of what baseball's turned into, unfortunately. There's no small ball. There's nothing like that. Every run scored was a home run. Um, Man, it just pissed me off to the point to where they are dead to me. Never again. Never again am I going to bet on the Rays. Colt, don't try to talk me into it. I ain't doing it.
Hey, I told you, man. They looked rough. You know who didn't look rough last night was the Carolina Hurricanes. Rocked me like a hurricane again. Told you guys last night we're at the game. We're betting the under. Not only did we get to see a Canes big win against the Preds, they kept it under the total of 5.5. Good night there. Uh, Happy to be back today in the positive column, ready to just put the throttle down for the weekend.
I hear you. I hear you. And let's get it started off right here. We're going to start off with Tyler's lean today. It's one that, man, the Sharks have been after early this morning. I remember calling Colt probably about 7 o'clock or so, telling him I like the 76ers under. Opened up at 225.5. It's been bought down to 220.5. I don't care. I'm going to be that final nail in this under's coffin right here. We're going to hit that sharp dog under. But I am going to buy the hook up. I'm going to buy the hook to 221 just because that's how I am sometimes. I'm going to buy it up. I'll go for a push, God forbid. I think it's going to be close because it has been bought down for a good 5-6 points. But some reasons behind that, Kawhi's out tonight, and statistically across the board, they're just down. Average points, average rebounds, average assists. But one thing that doesn't go down when he's out is defense. They seem to pick that up. They do foul a little bit more, but we'll take that. We'll take that. And then, as always, the 76ers are just a defensive team. So I like that under 221. Colt, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I like the play. I like the pace that they play out. I like the defensive efficiency numbers that both those teams have. I think that that's a good look to lean towards the under. I'll also be leaning back in the NBA. I'm getting off over unders because I think the last two unders I've given out missed by a combined 3 points. So today I'm going to be leaning with the Jazz. Hopefully this video gets up by 3 o'clock. If not, we'll post it to the IG first. But I'm rocking with the Jazz at home -10. And the reason why I'm leaning with the Jazz is just because, I mean, obviously the Jazz are an elite basketball team. They've been great at covering the number all year. I think they've covered the number somewhere about 62% of the time for the year. They've been winning games by 10, 15, 20 points over the last month, and they've been beating good teams. I mean, you look at their recent results, they're not just beating the everyday run-of-the-mill. They've been beating good teams by big numbers.
Yeah.
And that number, when they cover the spread of 62%, it only gets better when they play at home. That number goes up to closer to 70%. When they've got 2 days off, it gets over 70%. And when they've got a rest advantage, they cover the number at about 70%. I like the Jazz to do that again today, -10 points. So that's where I'm leaning at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I like that. There's a lot of big numbers that a lot of teams got to cover today in the NBA. That's one of them. We feel confident about that one. So today we're going to have 2 premium plays. I like one and Colt likes one, and we couldn't agree on it, but we feel strongly about them. My first one is going to be we're going to head to Seattle. We're going to be following this Astros-Mariners game. Couple of reasons why. Astros has kind of been hit here in the last 24 hours with some COVID issues. I think Altuve's out, Bregman's out. But even if they weren't out, they're just struggling as a whole. They started out, kind of blew their load a little too early in the season, I feel like. Coming down the stretch, they just have been underwhelming. Today, the Mariners got Kikuchi on the mound, and the Astros have been struggling against lefties, batting on average of 237. And in their last few games, they've been losing on average between 6.6 and 2.6 runs per game. Regardless whether those guys are able to play tonight, I'm not sure, Colt, if if they got COVID or if they were feeling some symptoms from their shots or what. But I've read
I don't
some.
know. I just know I had to take Bregman out of my fantasy lineup. That's all. I don't know what the deal is. I didn't read the article. I just saw the O and said, okay, Bellinger. I mean, not Bellinger. Bregman, you're out. Josh Bell, you're in. Yeah. So they're definitely not playing tonight. So.
Well, good. I was still kind of reading on it. I wasn't sure if it was symptoms from their second shot. It don't matter. I don't care. Let them play. Let the boys play. I don't care. Give me
the fact they weren't listed as day to day makes me think that maybe they had some exposure to it and it wasn't just symptoms. They're not listed as day to day, so I think that it may be more than that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, either way, I like them, and we're getting this at a pretty good cost. It's kind of moved this morning. It started out, it opened up at plus 105. I liked it then. I like it now. I think it's back to minus 101 on most sports books. So we're getting a good price on a good team here that's been hot, and hopefully is going to stay hot.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I just can't get over. I'm still just stuck on the Astros from 2018. And for me, it's just hard to separate myself from the feelings of old beating on the trash can. I mean, I can't get away from those Astros, so it's still tough for me to put my trust in it. Everything about the numbers says it's a good play. I'm just still not there personally. But where I am is I'm in on the Dodgers tonight. My Dodgers are my premium play. It's the best play I've felt in a pretty good while. I like it for a multitude of reasons. First of which is the storyline. The Padres made a lot of off-season moves trying to compete for the NL West. One of those moves was a big fat contract with the shortstop, and he's out obviously. And we've played the Padres since he went down. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we still like the Padres, but they're a little bit of fool's gold. They've been playing some weaker teams, beating some weaker teams. I think the last time they were at home, they only won 2 of 4. Or no, they lost 2 of 3 to the Giants at home the last time that they were there. And the Giants aren't that good of a team, and the Dodgers, I think, are out to prove the fact that they still own the NL West. And so I like the storyline part of the matchup. Most of all, I love the fact that Buehler's on the mound for the Dodgers. I'm not sure that there's a better guy that you'd want out there on the Dodgers staff. And the last part I like is I really like the fact that the starting pitcher today for the Padres, Ryan Weathers, this will be his first big league start. The guy's been coming out of the bullpen for an inning, 2 innings here or there, and this is going to be his first time out making a start against the Dodgers. A great lineup, and the guy, I just don't think he's going to have what it takes to make the start. It's the guy that just 2 years ago in Double-A or Single-A saw his velocity down in the 89 to 91. Range, and I think in spring training and during this year, he's gotten that back up to the mid 90s. There's a big difference in going out there and throwing just an inning or two and throwing everything you got versus making a start and trying to make it 5-6 innings. So I think we'll see that velocity dip back down into the 91 to 93 range, and I think the Dodgers score at least 4 or 5 runs today, and I think that's definitely more than the Padres can muster against Buehler. So I'll be hammering the Dodgers money line tonight. Late game, get all these early games in and just put it all on the Dodgers and let's have a high all time.
Yeah, we need it. We're going to get back on top here today. Yeah, I don't know how you bet against the Dodgers. I like it, but man, there's just not enough on this kid coming in. But to your point, I mean, hell, what is mid-90s anymore? It's nothing. I mean, it's literally nothing. Everybody you throw in, it's either they're right, left, mid-90s. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to recap today. We're going to get off on a hot start here on Friday. I've got the Clippers 76ers under 220.5, but buy that hookup. Don't do it. That's what I'm doing. And for my premium play, we're going to go with the Mariners today. We're going to go with the hot team against the struggling Astros, and they have some COVID issues.
Yeah, and I'm going to be taking the Jazz, tipping off my an hour and a half to cover the 10 points today. That's my lean, and then my premium play is the Dodgers all night long, minus 145 to beat the Padres, and I just don't see how it loses. So we'll see you tomorrow and talk about the winnings.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, the Rays are dead to us, but we're going to eat today. Sharp Dog Sports.